Ladies and gentlemen, I'm NoGod21 and welcome to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 2. Subsistence version this time. This time? Why did I say this time? Oh, whatever. Ugh. Oh great, because I said this time my entire intro is fucked. Wonderful. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 2, the sequel to Metal Gear Solid 1. The jump in hardware from PS1 to PS2 is a good thing. Much better. Of course, for me, I'm playing the PC version. Why? Because emulating the PS2 version results in several graphical glitches, which just annoys the piss out of me. And I don't think I have the hardware capable of running the PS3 emulator. I don't actually know about that one. I haven't actually checked, but I don't feel like getting an emulator that I cannot use and buying a Blu-ray drive to burn Blu-ray ISOs. I'd rather not do that. Now, is there other ways to get the ISOs? Of course there is, but I don't feel like doing that. So instead, I'm just going to play the PC version, which is on GOG. Thanks. And of course, because it's me, I have to mod it with Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence V's fix. Essentially, if you want to get the PC version to run correctly, just go on the PC Gaming Wiki and look at the article. It'll tell you everything you need to know, because I can't explain shit for anything. Anyway. Close that, close that. Close that. Don't need this. Get out of my face. Okay, phone. Thank you very much. Anyway, Subsistence is a quote-unquote enhanced version of Metal Gear Solid 2, which mainly just a bunch of extra bonus features. Mainly VR missions, some side missions involving Snake for the later half of the game. The only major gameplay difference that I've found so far is a slight tweak to how the thermal goggles work. That's just them working more closely to Metal Gear Solid 3 than they were before, which was more closer to Metal Gear Solid 1. Anyway, before we start a new game, let me just make sure my options are set correctly. Type 2. Radar and Sons of Liberty does not appear in the intrusion view. Will not appear at all, or will appear even in intrusion view. Basically, do I want the radar to be on while I'm crawling underneath stuff? Yes, because the Soliton radar system is the most busted ass shit in the world. English captions, normal, control type, first person view, item display, group, quick change, brightness adjustment, nah. And yes, I am running the game in glorious 16:9 widescreen, because the fix has several graphical enhancements. And actually allows me to use a decent fucking controller. Although technically, since I am emulating I'm emulating an Xbox controller using a PS3 controller, so pressure-sensitive buttons, while maybe a thing, I don't think they're gonna work. Believe me. Let's see. Oh yes, an internal resolution of 2K. Wonderful. But no obvious performance drops that I have not noticed yet. That's probably going to change as soon as I load up into the game proper instead of the main menu. I've been talking too much. Let's start a new game. We can either start the tanker or the plant. Well, obviously, the tanker through the plant. We're going to play the whole damn game. Why else would I choose anything less? And no new game plus shenanigans for me. A very easy, normal, hard. We're just going to go on normal because I suck at Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't feel like getting my ass kicked. Radar type 1. This story is fictional. Any and all similarities, characters, groups, or other entities in real life are coincidental.
The Hudson River, 2 years ago. We had classified intelligence that a new type of Metal Gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses have been out in the cold too long.
So what brings Snake to New York? With the low-res car models. Love it. Do 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 do. Of course, one downside of playing the PC version, I had to turn up my system volume to max rank in order to hear anything. Yeah, I don't know why, for some reason this game's audio is very, very quiet. Well, this port, I should say. Ah, yes, here we are. Let's see, Subsystem also includes some additional cutscenes, some dog tags, which are collectibles, and inclusion of several modes that were missing from the North American version of the original game. And of course, this game was released in 2002. Originally in Japan. 2003 for North America. How in the... Nice to see the Snake has the stealth tech, although I don't think it's going to work for long. And goodbye, stealth camo. Like I said, no shenanigans for me. No stealth camo, no infinite ammo, nothing. Just pure skill, which is very shit.
Our boy, he's right on schedule. He'll know soon enough.
Hello, Ocelot. I see you got yourself a new arm. Must have been expensive. Considering you got chopped off in the last game. Tactical espionage action.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the sneak point.
Everything going okay?
The stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
We must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private sector's not so bad, is it? Privacy guaranteed?
I'm happy as long as no one gives me any more unwanted gifts.
You mean that thing with Naomi?
And I can't say I miss the chattering nanny.
Mei Ling's not so bad. That reminds me, I have to get in touch with her again about that new Natick flashware.
Diverting toys from the SSCEN again? Look, give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it's sooner and quit while she's safe.
Too true. Okay, Snake, let's get to work. You know how the technical specs of Metal Gear were sold on the black market after Shadow Moses?
All Ocelot's doing.
Exactly. And now every state, group, and .com has its own version of Metal Gear.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
This new one seems to have been designed to wipe the floor with all the other models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
The mission objective is to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want you first to go up to the top level of the infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is headed.
A little reconnaissance, huh?
There's too much we don't know about this new prototype. Capabilities, deployment method, we don't even know how close it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some reasonable conclusions.
All right, I'll head to the bridge ASAP.
Try to avoid confrontations. Our goal is to collect evidence on Metal Gear development and expose it to the world. It would be best if you could get out of there without alerting anyone.
Don't worry, I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good. Don't you forget that you're part of Philanthropy now, an anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized by the UN.
Recognized, but still fringe, Otacon.
All right, let's look at your gear. Your weapon is a tranquilizer gun converted from a Beretta M92F.
M9.
It's a little hard to work with because you have to reload after each shot since the slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical stun will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sighting, too. The effects of the anesthetic round will vary depending on what part of the body is hit. We're talking about a difference of tens of seconds between hitting limbs, chest, or head. As for the equipment... Hey, Snake? Cigarettes? What's wrong with you?
It's kind of a lucky charm.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
They don't look armed.
Hey, Earth to Snake. These are nice, upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught. You're in stealth mode here.
Sure, and if it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
No traces?
Oh, please, I'm too good for that.
But this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains you to watch for threats from the stern on a boat. That's SOP for counter-terror ops, too. Security should be tighter.
You worry too much.
Where's the target?
Satellite surveillance is a major international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew quarters. The chopper. What?
Well, so much for the Marines.
Looks like we're not the only ones after Metal Gear tonight.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry. What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon, how many men do you need to take over a tanker of this size?
The ship is run by a computer, so I'd say about 18 people.
AKS 74U. Russians?
You sure?
No Marine barber touched that head of hair. I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
Looks like the tanker's theirs now. KA-60 Kasatka.
Kasatka? Kamov chopper, right? Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military commandos?
Not necessarily. It could be the KA-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we need is the photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we have those, we can put it online and blow the whole thing wide open. So no pyrotechnics, okay?
All right. I'll do my best.
This isn't like Shadow Moses. Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time. Call me on the codec when you want to save.
Got it.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge. You need to be off that ship by then.
I'll be in touch.
Fortunately for me, there's no actual time limit. Oh boy. Wonderful. A simple mission to collect some photos on a prototype Metal Gear being developed by the Marine Corps, of all things, apparently. And the tanker's been overrun by Russian mercenaries, it looks like. Great. Wonderful. Now then. Oh, this is good. Okay. Just familiar myself with the lean buttons here. Yep, they're still the normal ones. Okay. Seriously though, first-person view mode makes the game both easy and challenging. See Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, because Metal Gear 1's level design does not make, how shall we say... Let me rephrase that. Level design for Metal Gear Solid 1 does not lend itself well to first-person view. Let's just go with that, because first-person view makes Metal Gear Solid 1 levels way too fucking easy. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's look around, shall we? Let's see what we can find in terms of equipment. And we got a soldier right off the bat. Now the question is, do I go lethal or non-lethal? Well, first off, let's hide against this wall.
Freeze.
And you're out. And, in addition, we can drag bodies around. Now, let me just, have this guy swim with the fishes. Yeah, I don't care about what rank I'm gonna get, so fuck it. You're gonna see me kill a lot of people. Hello, Ration. Actually, Otacon, you got anything to say to me? Because I plan to use the codec more often this time.
Snake, you need to get to the bridge on the top level of the infrastructure. First, find a door that leads into the tanker's interior and infiltrate the ship.
Understood. So, yeah, after the events of Metal Gear Solid 1, Snake, Meryl, and Otacon survived, obviously, because, well, Otacon's here. And Meryl survived because of what happens in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Snake, go through that door into the ship's interior. Push the action button down in front of the door and wait until the door opens before letting go. If you need to open the door faster, hit the action button repeatedly while you turn the handle. Make sure you keep doing it until the door's open.
Thanks, Otacon. Yeah. So anyway, after Snake, Meryl, and Otacon survived, the US government couldn't exactly keep a, what happened on Shadow Moses a secret. Oh, hello, chaff grenades. At least the boxes are actually labeled this time instead of me having to go near it. Those will be useful. We can vault over ledges now and actually hang off of them as well. There's even a grip strength gauge.
Freeze.
And you go out. Okay, let's get you out of sight. The guy up top can continue trolling. He's not going to be much of a problem. Let me just drag you back here, and I see something down there I can take. Ah, yes. Drag soldiers can also drop rations and ammunition. Anyway, the US government couldn't exactly keep a secret on Shadow Moses, which got exposed to the public, which is not a good sign. Snake became a national hero because of the events. Oh great. Locked. Fortunately for me, there's a door up here. We can hold, or we can just spam the button, which opens it faster. We'll take the spam option. Deck B, crew quarters, starboard. And, of course, it can't be that easy. The way is blocked, so we have to figure out another way up. Probably on the port side.
Freeze.
We can also roll now. A neat little speed tech that I learned. Turns out just dragging them and knocking them on the ground is enough to knock them out. So I don't exactly need to really aim for the head most of the time. Actually, before I go anywhere else, I'm going to see if there's anything in terms of supplies down this way. And an Otacon and Ocelot? No.
Freeze.
You're out. Ah yes, lockers too. Watch this. We can open up lockers. Get USP first. And we can hide in lockers.
This reminds me of when we first met.
I was the one inside the locker that time. We're equal now, huh?
Not unless I wet my pants.
That's a low blow, Snake.
It may be low, but it is hilarious. Now then. We open the locker. And we can put this sorry sap in it. Out of sight, out of mind for any patrolling mercenary. But of course, this is really just an introduction to the game's mechanics than anything else. So yeah, Otacon and Snake joined Philanthropy, or formed it, I guess, which is an anti-Metal Gear organization designed to take down Metal Gears that pop up across the world because Ocelot decided to sell the plans for Metal Gear on the black market. Hello, surveillance camera.
Snake, there's a surveillance camera in place. Once you're in its field of view, an alarm will go off. You can't afford to be seen. You can also use the chaff grenade to set up some electronic interference. The camera will be ineffective for a while. There's a blind spot right beneath the camera. Use it to buy some time.
Fortunately for me, this camera does not rotate, so I don't technically need to worry about it. So instead, we're just gonna do the old sneak trick. And we're through. Ooh, more chaff grenade. Let's see what's over here. The boxes that blocked our path. Nothing there. But is there anything in here? Ooh, another ration. I'm going to need these coming up. For very good reason, too. Ignore that. Ignore that guy in the room entirely.
Snake, wait! Don't move!
I see it. Some kind of device on both sides of the hall. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly. Plastic explosives. If you trip the sensors...
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
That sounds about right. There aren't that many infrared beams. Maybe you can get past those without setting off the explosives. If you need to see exactly where the beams are, you can use the usual method. There's a fire extinguisher over there. Break it open and try scattering some of the extinguishing chemicals.
There are multiple ways to see infrared beams. You could use cigarettes, which is the classic approach. You could shoot the fire extinguisher, which will expose them. Or if we had thermal goggles, we could see them no problem. Here we have the pantry, which includes our first box. Oh, wrong button.
Snake, that's the pantry where they keep the food supplies. Huh. Lots of cardboard boxes. You could probably use one to blend in and avoid being discovered.
Box 1. Cardboard box transport perishable foods. And some bullets. Oh shit, he actually came in. Oh no. I didn't think he would actually come in here. Oh, fuck me. Yep. Wait, are you gonna pass out? Come on.
Freeze.
You dumbass. He came in here to get a nap. Well, at least he's out of the way for now. Which means I can explore the room. No, wait, there's another guard. Hang on. Take care of you. Ow. Let's go prone. Crawl through this shit. And there's another guy in there, so... which... Oh, great, we got a cold. Well, so much for the bridge personnel.
So it is the Kaslaka. Russian choppers.
Well, I would say they received a group of reinforcements.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
I'm looking at it. 35 degrees longitude, latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range, too. It must be a standalone Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later. Snake, you need to go down to the holds and locate the actual metal...
Oh, great. Looks like we got a soldier to investigate outside. Wonderful. So it's time for the first boss fight.
Shalashashka has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker holds. Report your status. Control room, communications, and engine room are under control. All entry and exit points to the tanker hold secured. Infrared sensors placed and operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the tanker will be scuttled.
And the vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as death. I have a bad feeling about this mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission was complete. Do not worry, this is a country of liberty.
No, this is where I belong, with the unit. I have nowhere else to go. Father, I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you that you are carrying my grandchild? You will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Damn it.
Freeze! Hands over your head, now! Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
We are nomads. Wanderers.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too. What else do you have there? Take the knife and toss it. Not there. Toss it overboard. Hold that position. Now, turn around.
You know what you're doing. It stopped raining. Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean. And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either.
Oh great, our first boss fight. Say hello to Olga Gurlukovich. She's armed with a fucking handgun, while we're armed with a tranq gun.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents. The unit is my life, my family. We've shared everything, all the bad and all the good. I have no one, nothing except the unit. Nothing else matters to me.
Good on you, Olga. Did you just blow yourself up?
Whoever you are, you're not stopping us.
Yeah, Olga will tend to throw grenades.
Take this!
Oh! Time to tuck and roll. Damn it! If you want, if you want an easier time, go for headshots. Oh, I actually hit her. Get rid of this cover bullshit. Hey, Hey, Otacon, you got anything to say about this?
Snake, she has grenades. You can't stay in one place. Keep moving around and you'll be safer.
That doesn't help me dodge the gunfire. For the record, this suckage is not on purpose. There we go. I have trouble aiming at her head sometimes. Or most of the time, actually. That was sloppy. There's actually a way you can get her stuck in a loop where you can just shoot at her feet and win. But, I'm not good at that. I'll be taking this, please.
Cypher. Otacon, the ship appears to be under their control. The men have Russian gear, but I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man,
Who is he?
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich, one of Ocelot's allies.
Yeah, the GRU colonel. He's the one Ocelot was supposed to meet up with after Shadow Moses.
They're after Metal Gear.
Everything's changed. This is not going to be as simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance remote just now. It looked like the Cypher.
A Marine Cypher T?
No, Army.
First the Marines, then the Russians, now the Army?
You're right. This isn't gonna be simple.
Snake, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
I have a younger sister, a stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
The sender of the tip was EE.
EE?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her EE.
Emma? Emmerich?
Yeah, it just caught my eye, you know? I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. There's really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Over 10 years ago.
You think it's a trap? To lure us out here?
I don't know. After I got the tip, I did break into the Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm, just like the Marines' M9. I'll find those somewhere around here.
Don't raise too much racket with that thing.
I hear you.
And at the very least, we got our health back to full. Hello, Olga. You gonna give me anything? Oh, joy! Dog tag. I'll be taking this. Oh, for the love of... Can we get up there? Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna leave Olga alone. Don't shoot her. Just don't. There's these things called time paradoxes. You can't change the future. Otherwise, the Colonel's gonna bust in and be mad. Anyway, as I was saying, let's climb this tower, because we're gonna find something that we may or may not find useful. Now then, the USP does have a suppressor in the game. The only way to get it is on New Game Plus. Which, it would be up here where the thermal goggles usually are. So, wonderful. I don't need the rations equipped anymore. Do 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 do. I bet there's no way to actually fall out the ladders fast. Oh, and here's a neat little thing. Watch. Don't roll down up the stairs. It doesn't work so well for you. Anyway, here's the thermal goggles. Rather than everything being various shades of red, this time we actually have distinct heat signatures. As I said, the subsistence version of Metal Gear Solid 2's thermal goggles are closer to 3s than they are to 1s. And that's not going to be really useful right now.
Hey, Snake, you found a handgun.
It's a decent one. USP.
The USP fires real bullets, not the knockout rounds the M9 uses. You know that, right? The USP isn't equipped with a suppressor either. If you fire it when there are enemies nearby, they'll probably hear it. Keep that in mind. Having the USP will make combat easier, but being undetected is still the best way to go, okay?
Thanks, Otacon.
Snake, Metal Gear is in the holds below the tanker's deck. Go down.
You got it. And before we leave the main deck up here, let's take care of this fool.
Freeze.
And go to sleep. And we get this. A wet box. Cardboard box to transport perishables. Wet and weak. Equipped to wear.
What you're wielding right now is a converted Beretta M92F, designed to fire tranquilizer rounds. A direct hit will knock the target unconscious. Think of those rounds as tiny syringes. The impact of the round causes the mixing of two chemicals in the shell. The resulting gas compresses a tiny piston and injects the tranquilizer in the bullet's tip into the target's skin. The tranquilizer's effects are felt at different times depending on where the bullet lands. A head or heart shot will take effect immediately, but a round that hits somewhere like feet or hands will take a while. Use the first-person view attack for maximum accuracy. The gun is fitted with a suppressor, so there's no need to worry about alerting the enemy with the noise. But since it is a tranquilizer gun, the M9 has its limitations. All it can do is knock the enemy unconscious. Keep that in mind.
It also can't destroy things as well. Like surveillance cameras.
Snake, that handgun of yours is a USP. The USP comes in a variety of calibers, from a 9mm to a .45. Yours is a 9mm with 15 rounds per magazine. It's also equipped with a flashlight for nighttime shooting. In the dark, select the USP and aim to turn on the light. Unlike the M9, the USP isn't suppressor equipped. The gunshots may bring enemy reinforcements running, so be careful.
And you want to say anything about the cardboard box?
Using the old cardboard box trick, huh? Looks good on you, Snake. Camouflage is the best way to slip past enemy surveillance. But cardboard is just paper when it comes down to it. It won't withstand any serious assault for long. Don't rely on the trick too many times either, and I recommend you keep it dry.
Thanks, Otacon. Funny thing about the cardboard box is that I think it lets you run faster when you're doing certain things. And let's head back into the bridge. Now we can collect the USP ammo that's around here. Nice to see that the old reload trick still works. And of course we still got footprints. And we're gonna stick with the M9. Because we're going to save as much ammo as we can. And wait for this guy to come into view. Because he lacks peripheral vision. We'll just crawl right under here. We're gonna wait for that guy to turn. There we go. And back down the stairs we go. Now we need to head down. Knock him out. And because cameras lack peripheral vision somehow, we could just waltz by. And instead of taking the way that we're going to go in naturally, we're going to go this way. Oh, of course, this door's locked too. Okay, we'll go around then. Enjoy a needle in the eyeball. I'm pretty sure that's not lethal at all, soldier. Oh, another ration that I don't need. Oh, another one. Thanks for the food. Screw that door. We're gonna go this way instead. Yeah, of course they didn't move the boxes. Knock him out. And we're gonna go this way. Go up here. Knock you out. Go through this door. Now we're in the crew quarters. Whoa. Let's just put that back, Snake. Yeah, that door will need fixed, and I think it's a one-way door as well, which blows balls. Anyway.
Okay, now, infiltrate the holds and get those photographs of the new Metal Gear. Head downstairs.
Thanks, Otacon. Let's see. Ration. Hello, miss. Nice to see that Kojima likes to place, still likes to place pictures of various, models in his games. I always approve of a fine, cultured taste. Then again, I think I have a preference for Asian women in general. A little M9 ammunition.
Freeze.
And goodbye, sir. And because I came this way last, I don't have to worry about going up through with this room to those two dickheads. So instead, I can just go this way. And like the door on the port side, there's another pathway over there, but it's locked. Stun grenades! We don't need those.
Raven?
No, Snake, Raven's dead. Remember? People don't come back from the dead. Unless it's Gray Fox, but you only get one. And this is cute. It's a Vulcan Raven statue. It does this when you shoot it. It's a statue that shoots infinite pellets and makes noise. It doesn't actually do anything. Nothing there. Eye wire. Interesting. And if we open up this locker... Dead crewman. Now then, watch this. This will introduce us to something different. If we do that, that happens.
Freeze.
Fuck off. Although I think this guy is dead. That guy's out cold. So, let me just, God damn it. Knock you out. Yeah, you can knock people over ledges. If you do it correctly, they'll actually go over the edge. Which results in them either dying or falling so far that they get knocked out. Fuck him. Wait, I don't need another ration. The guard's up there, so we'll go this way.
Freeze.
I can't believe he actually kept his hands up. I actually thought he would start to call for an alert. Shows what I know. Oh, hold still, you bastard. Out of health, I'll just shoot him. He should eventually pass out. And that will give me the time to go around and not this way. No, wait, it is this way. There he goes. USP ammunition, which I'm going to need for an upcoming fight. I mean, I don't technically need to use the, Oh, and some grenades. I don't need to use the USP. I could use the M9 for the upcoming encounter. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But there's nothing stopping me. But if you're going to give me the lethal option, I'm going to take the lethal option. Okay. Unfortunately for you, my good sir, we need to get you out of the way. And the best way to do that is to drag your worthless hide all the way over here. Now stay there and don't wake up.
Repair of the entranceway to the engine room on the port side is complete. We'll return to position following patrol of the small room on the port side.
No, you won't. You'll be sleeping. So yeah, the reason why we couldn't take that door to the engine room, which would have made it a hell of a lot easier to dodge all the soldiers, was because it was busted. Which is why this guy comes in. And fortunately for us, we got ammunition and an open locker. So let's just put him in the locker. Enjoy your nap time, pal.
Snake, there's another set of infrared sensors in place. If you touch that, the explosives will detonate and that ship will be pulverized.
I'm not in the mood to go sleep with the fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
No need to worry. There's a way through. Take a close look. Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives? That's the control unit for the sensors. Destroy that, and the sensors stop functioning. You can't get in close enough to touch it, so you'll have to shoot it out. But the M9's knockout rounds won't work. The USP you picked up should do the trick. Use that gun.
Yeah, the lethal option can destroy the sensors which control Semtech explosives, as well as destroy cameras. Okay, equip the thermal goggles. As you can see, there's no way for us to crawl through that shit. And the thermal goggles also give us a clear indication of what the sensors look like. Okay, that's one sensor unit destroyed. That's two. Fortunately, the bullet does not set off the Semtex when it passes through the control module, because that's what wait a minute. C4 doesn't detonate unless it's used by the specific detonator. Semtex, I don't remember what can cause it to explode. Why is there a bag of flour here? Hang on a second. Can I shoot this? Oh, I can! That's neat. Into the port we go in Deck 2.
Verrazano Bridge checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes' time for the scheduled briefing session with the Commandant. You are ordered to continue manning your posts until that time.
Oh, great! That's great. Hey, Otacon, you're not gonna like this.
Snake, the Metal Gear prototype is down in the holds. That corridor wraps around the holds. There are several doors into the holds from the corridor, but it looks like most of them are locked. But I think the farthest door isn't locked yet. You can get into the holds from the door at the end of that corridor. Head north.
That's not what I was expecting you to say, Otacon, but sure. Unfortunately for me, I'm out of time for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been NoGod21. This has been Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Subsistence. I'm not sure if I should just call it Metal Gear Solid 2 or add all the subtitles. Anyway, in the next episode, we're going to continue making our way down to the hold. And then Snake has caught a cold. Great. But until then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all next time.
Do you want to save, Snake? Snake, you of course know the saying, one for all for one?
What is this all of a sudden?
Oh, I figured you'd need a lot of motivation, so I came prepared. It's from the Three Musketeers. The book, not the candy bar. Anyway, it means that if you go up against everyone by yourself, they'll gang up on you too, I think. Since you're on your own on that ship, you need to take this to heart and avoid confrontations. How was that? Just like the old days, huh?
Almost reminds me of Mei Ling, but you sure you got it right?
Of course. And I'll teach you a lot more of these, you can count on it.
Great.